Welcome to another show of Soccerzone Xtra. Hlala phansi sisebenze coach.
No, Phumudzo, ngikhathele ukuthi mangihleli phansi umude kimi noma ngimile umude kimi namhlanje khe ngilevele iscale ngibe mude kancane, but anyway because le ndaba esizozikhuluma namhlanje ziyashisa. So zidinga ukuthi ngihlale phansi ngiphole because ngizowayithi ngithi ngitshe balance.
Mara umuhle man coach nonakelela.
Ndikholebo ngamandla.
Welcome to another episode of Soccerzone Xtra. In today's show, hey, kuna CAF Champions League man coach.
And CAF Champions League beyikhuluma ngama team wethu, well, Confederations Cup and Champions League ikhuluma ngama team wethu that are in the top 8 have been doing well. Baneta boyithu. Let's see ukuthi kahle kahle who will carry on to get the star, but omunye umsila bawunqamulile.
Yeah. When you're looking at Orlando Pirates in the Confederations Cup and you're looking at the last 5 games that they've played, it's 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. And when you're looking at that Orlando Pirates team in the last 5 games, coach, they had kept 4 clean sheets. So going into this fixture at Orlando, already you are sure that out of 5 games, going into the game, they've kept 4 clean sheets. Were you confident in that defense of Orlando Pirates?
I was confident in that defense of Orlando Pirates, and hence why the coach was so livid with the penalty, which he thought was dubious, because they tried to keep Simba at bay as much as they could. And coming into this encounter, he was surely going to go back and see, I don't change my back four. If I change it, what do I do? And how do I make sure that Simba does not come into our defense to test our defense? Let's keep them at bay. And you'll see with the clips we're going to show, how did Orlando Pirates keep Simba at bay and keep them to be defending.
When you're looking at that moment, and I'm going to go deeper into it when you go into the slow-mo, I loved how Pepra played in this game, especially his movement of the ball to be able to create opportunities for the incoming runners. And when we go to that moment on the slow-mo, this is key. Now on the ball, he finds Lodge. Now look at Lodge. Look at the movement of Pepra. Pause it there. So in that moment, when you're looking at it, Shandu is set by Upepra. And Shandu has got a clear shot at goal. But what is key for me was Upepra. He moves away and he plays the knockdown for Shandu to be through on goal.
The reason he does that this week, good training, he was cognizant of the fact that he runs into other players' channels and line of playing. Or when he gets the ball, last week we did say, he gets the ball, he's supposed to look up and see who's supporting him and play there. He was well aware, even when making his run, he was aware that Shandu is coming underneath, supporting underneath. He didn't take too long. He could have controlled that ball with his chest, but instead he says, I can see Shandu is not in my line. He's moving away. How best can I make sure that this move becomes golden? And he's aware, he just he cushions it down for Shandu.
Yes.
And he says, here's Imana yako, get a first touch and go into it. Even Shandu, this is the reason why his story has been great coming into this CAF Confederations Cup. 7 goals so far, it's because of that. Because he understands if one player goes wide, I must come in. He was in a great scoring position. He did all he could. The defender was sliding for him. And that just tells you he knows what to do when he gets into the box.
I love, because a lot of supporters, coach, they ask themselves, why does Pepra start? He's not scoring a lot of goals for Orlando Pirates. We highlighted the fact that he was on 6 goals going into this weekend's competition. But what is key is also his hold-up play, being able to bring the likes of Otto, the likes of Shandu, as we saw in that picture, into play, creating opportunities, but also the smartness and awareness of Shandu to say the target man has moved away. Now there's a hole and a pocket for him to run onto. 7 goals in all competitions. I'm not surprised.
I think the whole attacking team of Orlando Pirates this week, the coach said to them, you are running into each other's space. You are running too early. You are either holding on to the ball for too long. You are allowing Simba to get behind the ball and deny us the space behind. If you look at it, left wing is there, Hoto is there. All the players are away to keep Simba stretched. Because once they run inside early, Simba will become compact. And that's why today we see the cognizance, the telepathy between the players to say, if one is running there, I'm moving away. And this is the secret to them advancing Gule Mechle, because they really went down and made those corrections to say, how do we rectify? Where do we hit them? And it's in those areas where we say, when we send 7 forward or 6 forward, everybody must know their individual role on and off the ball. And it was incredible for me, Phumudzo, to see that.
For me, the game changes in the 55th minute, where a red card is given to Umakaula up top. In this moment, it's a late challenge on Unda. He can break his ankle with that tackle that he makes. Now, he does not get the red card immediately, coach. They have to go to VAR. Orlando Pirates players have to convince the ref to say, hey, Ngwenya, hambo yopeka phela. Kaba chimbile bayoseza. Una mutambi onya go robe ya mlenje hapo noni. Hambo yopeka Ngwenya. And this is what the ref sees.
And it's important for us to just look at that. I mean, you can see that Makaring is still in picture, but that lunge in there, Tunda, that is a career-breaking lunge because Lela Tambe Lapanan is not the strongest. It's not like your femur on your thigh. But there, even the Shinkat Ngege Lapa, he's lunging in, still steps on him. And that is a deserved red card. And if RC Tandela look, because this happens so quick when the referee is trying to be in good position, and the video assistant referees also in his ear, they're saying to him, come look at this, but this is a deserving red card, which is something that we'll be able to talk about over time. The VAR, it's not mandatory for the referee to go immediately there, but if they are not sure, Nabama assistant referees, they call you to come and check for yourself.
Yeah. Mara, yazi, sitese moyeni on Saturday, iyo late lami bagania. Yazi ungisendele text. Yazi text itin. Athi ngiyayithanda impimpi, ipimpe kahle. Ipimpile naba uMagawula we Simba United is getting a red card from VAR. Uyibiza impimpi. Athi yapimpana le.
Mama kuya text.
Ukuleya nto leya uyathumela ama
uya up WhatsApp or WhatsApp?
Uya WhatsApp.
Okay, anyway, shukuthi no referee tolile message WhatsApp because he was cognizant and saw ukuthi this is why the rules have also advanced and progressed to say even technical members you are allowed to get the referees are allowed to give them a yellow card, a red card if they are not behaving. The physio had no business in pushing the player off. He's still emotional because he's looking at it and saying, but I got a red card. He's still, you know, sobbing and sobbing about that. Yekeli play. Because what if you play limshayil? Anyway, Dangi play limshayang, but that was uncalled for from the physio of Orlando Pirates.
I love what VAR did, but the one thing that I don't love about VAR, it takes 4 minutes for the referee to be able to give the red card. Now, players are inactive for 4 minutes, coach. But when you restart the game, as you go to that point, this is the resultant free kick. The Pirates plays a long ball from Munda. Dionoto tries to head the ball. Lodge is involved there, but it goes back to Mayela. Inch perfect cross, meets it at the highest point. That's what a number 9 does. He's in the penalty area. He's correctly positioned, waiting to attack that ball. Pepra gets his 7th goal in all competition, and it comes from an assist of a man that we have missed as Amapagani and South Africans to say Umayele has not been playing. He comes back in a crucial game, delivers a critical cross, which Pepra puts in the back of the net.
The magic of that goal is that the normal Orlando Pirates, when Marco is on the field, when Hoto is playing wide, they take the ball and get into the final third, to the byline to cross. Umayela gives you that diagonal pass, and he does it stupendously because he brings it into a player who's running in, that is Pepper, who's cognizant to say, remember there was action, the ball went away, now they try to reposition themselves because Simba was also pushing up. When Simba pushes up, which means what, gune space lapaya, everything was perfect there.
Coach, do you think the 4 minutes break where the ref was at VAR, what, Simba lost concentration, Pirates remained focused because it took 4 minutes for the game to be restarted with that set play. Simba went to sleep, Pirates were alert.
And that's where the coach comes in as well because both coaches, one coach is supposed to say, keep warm, keep running, stay alert because you are cognizant. There's a set piece that's going to take place. Also, the Orlando Pirates coach says, keep calm, think, make your runs there. It's a coaching moment that you get because a game of football, stop and start, it happens. Now, what was important for me is for Orlando Pirates to say, this is a moment they just got a red card, they were player down, and we can hurt them because they are frustrated, emotionally, shorter, they get a free kick here. It's uncharacteristics of Orlando Pirates to play that long ball. They usually would have went wide, then bring it in. But they understood, okay, we got a free kick here. By a shot, they drawn also too far back. Because on the 18-yard, you are too far back for defending that set piece. The delivery was perfect. And also the communication there from Simba to say, where do we go? What do we do? Also, do we push them up or do we drop back so that when that ball lands behind, we can be able to clear it? But they don't, because also kunama ego. Phela la bekuliwa from first leg to second leg, Phumuzo. And manje abo coach manje bahlale bacabanga ukuthi, hey, which moments are we going to capitalize on? Do we create set pieces and score them? When a football watch up lama set piece ngoba uyazi liza la ikhanda because Jena fella what goal phakathi.
Orlando Pirates yowana Simba ichikadi kumeza ya jia bora ya ikudana na mambule. Nichiko says a moment in your moment ya Linda Mtambo or Jena chikova bangani. We always speak about a player coming off the bench to elevate the game. Player coming off the bench, coach's influence on seeing which player to bring in. Mutambo comes in, a lot of energy, box-to-box midfielder, hard-running man, assists defensively and also offensively. He comes into the game, and this is how he influences the game.
And it's important usually when we ask which of the subs should come on at halftime if the score is not favorable to you. Here you have players that are able to say, let's elevate the game with how we approach the game. Do we bring on speed? Do we bring just keeping possession? He's in a brilliant area. Remember at Cosmos, he also used to play as a striker now and then. Even at Orlando Pirates, they used him as a striker now and then. He was in a perfect place, just unlucky there, Guti. When it came back from the upright, he could not follow up on that. Manenja, I've got a question for you. When have you seen Orlando Pirates playing long balls like that?
It says whenever they were in position of the ball, especially in midfield, that is Orlando Pirates, think deep first. Think deep first before you think close by, because it's Lodge that is playing the ball from the halfway line. Ukambona aputhembi inkosi Lodge makaphathi ibhola into yokuqala makaphakamisa ikhanda ucabanga phambili, but it's maturity from Lodge. He's taking the coach's instruction. You're talking about the tactics of the group to say today we need a goal as early as possible. That is the critical phase of the game. Over 90 minutes is in the third minute that is added on. Lodge brings in the ball. Unlucky for Mutambo, it comes off the upright.
And while we are on Mutambo, because Orlando Pirates stuck to their game plan. They were tactically aware. They made sure these are the moments we are going to create. And Mutambo, for me, over that 90 minutes, also became a key player for them to create these moments that we're going to show you now, because he says, I'm going to get into the box. I'm going to be a nuisance. Look at them. They're running forward. He could have played that ball wide, but he didn't. Decides to play the cross in. Guess who's running in? A Hoto who's running inside. There's a Makaringa who's running. So you've got those players that are running. Look at that. Nobody's running into anybody's channel. They are giving each other space. The first one ran, could not get it. And that header is the reason why we are looking at this.
Now, let's key here when we pause it, right? Key, the reason we're pausing it there is look at the man with a yellow shirt. That is the ref. He is correctly positioned. He can see what is happening in front of him. Now, the laws of the game, says coach, if your arm is outstretched, you are making your body unnaturally bigger.
Yes.
And that is what Kopombe is doing in that moment. A good header by Uoto, but it is the arm. And when you roll it forward, you're going to see that it is the arm. Now, the key here is the positioning of the ref, coach. Yeah. Look at the positioning of the ref. There is the outstretched arm. In your opinion, coach, na lige.
I keep penalty le ge ba reng a una go batla di fair cake o batla di specs o batlang no and the referee is looking at it. For now it's that header. It was a jackknife, hit it down because it can go inside because he changed the direction of the ball as well. It could have went in and go straight to goals. Anything could have been, or it could have went wide. Marawi thusitse ka rake anymore, and also ntwe entseng gore a ska gona go itiba kantle ball. He's not good positioned. He's not on side of the ball or goal side, if I may put it that way. Phumuzo, ntwe leng nate mo ka Orlando Pirates is that they knew going into this encounter they had something to play for. Yes. The coach probably did not even have to motivate them. The treatment there at Simba, the aggression they had there to say, you're going to come to South Africa. Coach ushilo athi sizokupa yonke into kahle but sizolwe grounding. Bekunemlilo grounding phansi bekunezinto eziningi.
Kwakubanda grounding. Baba benza imbawula lapho before he came.
Bebashaya imbawula, unfortunately.
But one thing, educational moment that we need to give to our viewers is that when Pirates goes to penalties, Linda Mtambo is seen wearing a jacket. He's wearing a jacket, Linda Mtambo, because remember that Simba had a red card. So now if Simba has got a red card, one player has to be sacrificed according to the rules. Yeah. So Orlando Pirates sacrificed Linda Mtambo. He was not part of the players that were standing at the halfway line because Pirates had to sacrifice one player. They sacrificed Ulinda Mtambo because of the red card that was received by Magaula, the Simba striker. Now we go to penalties. The first one is always important. Ofori becomes an important player in this game, coach.
Yeah, he's a beast. And here he comes out and he says, Oga, you are not going to score because I'm here, I will show you.
Yeah.
And that's the beast that he is. He says, I'll block one and I'll make sure, that then sums it up because that's a confident goalkeeper. And for now, let's take it back to when that incident with Marco. Psychologically and all of that, he was affected. But the warrior that he is and an emotionally intelligent player comes out and says, I'm still going to push, I'm going to give my best. He's really been great for them coming into this squad, so Orlando Pirates. Remember, injuries and all of that. That's a great save from him and a great penalty taken by him as well.
Let's not forget that Paseka Marco is recovering and he's still in our prayers. The man that scores the last penalty, that is Richard Ofori, is the one that collided with Marco. It was also great to see Marco in the change room after the game, but I need to say great performance by Richard Ofori. Great performance. He saves the first penalty. He scores the last penalty. Please wrap up Orlando Pirates. You see them going all the way to the final, coach?
I see them going all the way to the final simply because they are Orlando Pirates that found other tactics and ways to say, how do we get over reinforced defenses? How do we make sure we create space behind? And they're up against a opposition that is also very tricky, Al Ahly Tripoli, and you look at TP Mazembe, who will be taking on RS Bekane. It's going to be interesting, you know. Now they know as Orlando Pirates, they're carrying the shoulders of the South African, Kabantus.
Orlando Pirates, yo fara flag ya South Africa. Yo ibeya hapa kama sada.
Okay.
Ngori bango bote bova, osala Pirates in T. Ndiyo nene kupupisa flag ya South Africa baka the semi-final dream. Remember, this Al Ahly Tripoli is the same one that was in the same group as Orlando Pirates. So it's not going to be something new. It's a team that they know very well. Mamelodi Sundowns. Kabuyelo. They come into this game. Now let's look at their last 5 games. Last 5 games going into the second leg of the quarterfinals, coach. 4 wins, only 1 game lost. That game was the one that they lost away in Angola. But in the last 5 games, they managed to score 19 goals. 4 goals against. They keep 3 clean sheets. How confident were you with Mamelodi Sundowns going into this game?
I was confident with their attack, though I was asking myself, Guti, how are they going to be able to make sure they make it difficult for Petro to score? Because they broke their defense twice away. And now, with that in mind, they made sure Guti, they press and push up high. Look at the two. Umshishi is in the box. Shalulile is on the D-line. And there's also a player that's coming closer to the left back there, which means they say, it's okay, you can build up, but as soon as you build up, we bulldoze going into your box and press you, make it difficult for you. And for another person, that shouldn't have been hard for them to build out and get out of. But the speed that Zwane goes in there and Shalulile there, it's uncharacteristic of him to miss that, right?
Uncharacteristic for Ushalulile. This is a man that has scored 27 goals in all competition for Mamelodi Sundowns. If you want an opportunity to fall to somebody, you want that opportunity to fall to Peter Shalulile. Pressing traps, Tembazwane wins the ball back, clearly sees Shalulile in a better position. He plays it to Shalulile, slightly leaning back, Shalulile. Uncharacteristic of Peter Shalulile to miss opportunities like that. But I need to say, you can see the planning from Mamelodi Sundowns. Let Quinto, the left centre-back, have the ball. He's not comfortable on the ball. You pick up everybody, you let Quinto have the ball. He's not comfortable on the ball. As soon as he received, you press. And the pressing starts with Tembazwane. He wins the ball back, gives it to Shasha. You expect Shasha to put that in the back of the net. But unfortunate for Shasha not to score that one. But that's not the only chance. Tembazwane, how did you see his influence in this game?
You know, it's unfortunate for him that he missed a penalty, but he had a great game because he was getting into the box. He was going to areas where he would hurt the opposition. Look at him. The first cross passes him and he says, how do I reposition myself? He doesn't come to collect shot, but he gets onside. The telepathy between the crosser, the ball carrier, and the receiver is incredible for me. Look at the winger that's there, that's still saying, I'm there keeping the depth, the 2v1 on the corner there. Now you can see him also, there's a player on the edge of the box. He's saying, I'm keeping it there. I'm just giving you numbers. There's a 1v1, there's a 2v1 that's in there. Look in the box. There's 5 players of Petro up against 2, which is Shasha and Umshish. Lapaya. You look at it, face value, you think it will be easy to clear, but is it easy to clear?
It's not easy because you're looking at the master of half spaces. You're looking at the master of playing in the pockets. That is Themba Zwane. 10 goals so far this season, 7 assists. His understanding, his telepathy with Peter Shalulile has been amazing. Peter Shalulile sees that Themba Zwane want to attack that near post. What does he do? He keeps his ground, keeps his defenders with him, allow Themba Zwane to be able to attack that ball. It's not his strength in terms of heading ability. But in this instance, he tries his best. He's attacking that near post. And I just thought that it was a great save by Ulima, but good movement of the ball by Themba Zwane. The understanding between him and Shalulile has been amazing for Mamelodi Sundowns.
And you can see Zwane was almost like a second striker because they created, now it's 2 goals that they've created. Yaga Shasha and this header. And in them creating, look at this. It starts from a throw in, everybody's running. Umurena gets into that area, there's a cross that comes in there, we can't shoot. There's still bodies that are fighting there to say, let's press, we are closer there, we win the ball there, we can get a shot at goal. And they didn't just get that, they got a penalty. In face value right now, the referee doesn't see it, the assistant referee doesn't see it, but the action still continues because everybody's hunting and hunting to say, until the ball goes out, then we can check. Referee here is saying, okay, let's see, there's an injury there. Kanti khona bo referee abanye bangabhekangi injury.
Yeah.
They are looking at something else that gives Mamelodi Sundowns hope to take their scoring to the next level, to change the score. And ureferee uyahamba laphaya.
It's when experience Themba Zwane. When the referee comes to check on him, he says, go check. Themba Zwane makes a hand signal to say, go check. In that instance, now the question that the referee is asking himself, does Kinto get the ball? The answer is no. Does Kinto get Themba Zwane? Yes. Was Themba Zwane in control of the ball? The answer is yes. The correct call to give the penalty. Manje, when we coach, a change room nisuka nishilo ukuthi uba nozoyithatha penalty or kwenziwa kanjani?
Ithi ngikubusele emuva kancane also Phumuzo. Uyabo before Zwane says to the referee, go check, when the action goes on and all of that, the video assistant referees say to the referee, let it play, we are checking if there's a potential penalty for you. Because most of the time we ask ourselves, Guti, when does the referee go to VAR to check for himself? Because remember, VAR says it's video assistant referees. Remember? So Themba says to the referee, go check. But it's not really so much Themba that enforces the rule to say to the referee, go and check. Endlebeni yaga referee bayamtshela ukuthi we are still checking for you. Play on. That's why it takes so long also. Before, I mean, there's a lot of actions that went. Sishutile, sa wini polo, sa pasa, sa crossi polo, la pumangal. Only then he comes to check, the injury comes there. And for me, it's the referee knowing ukuthi now it's time to go, but nasendlebeni bayamtshela ukuthi hamba uyoche ayi player ngeke limtshela iplayer lingasho lithi ambo check referee ngeke wena ngiyareva la, you know. So this moment VAR sibongela lokho because this moment could have been missed.
Usmart Themba Zwane, and I love how Themba Zwane lies on the ground because the referee has to go check on him, and when the referee is checking on him, he says go look. Now Laila K grabs the ball first, and after Laila K grabs the ball, he has a conversation with Mabue as to who's going to take the penalty between the two of them. Then we eventually see Themba Zwane. Yes, Themba Zwane. Do you see him nodding? Themba Zwane is nodding to say,
Ntwana ithathe.
Ntwana ithathe.
And he's walking away.
And he walks away. So now Mabue next to the ball, he's holding the ball where the ref is. There's Themba Zwane. Uvuma ukuthini?
Awuthi Ntwana ithathe mina ngiwalk away angiyifuni Ntwana ithathe. That's me looking at it. Remember, this team has equally capable players that are able to take penalties any day. They can pass, they are technically superior as well. But when it comes to this, I think a change room, the coaches sit there to say who takes the first penalty when this happens, when that happens. They've got a group of players. Le moment for mina, we can talk about it. Ngiyazi wena unesipiliyoni esinye sokubona izinye izinto la uzongitshela ukuthi uboneni la.
Mina iproblem ukuthi ngumvende and manje isiZulu nesiXhosa sinokungilahlekela kancane, but lip read Jali's mouth. What do you think Ujali is saying when you lip read that?
yazini ngibona thatha ntwana ngibona ngathi uthi thatha ntwana wena mara maybe sikhuluma amanga maybe sikhuluma amanga lapho ubuthi
Ujali, mina kune is it tata or uyayithatha
or ithathe
because I see tata, that tata is there, but mina ngumvenda coach, I can be forgiven.
manje mina indlebe zami bezizwa lapha
No,
ukuthi thina ufuna ngini
lip read.
yeah ngathi uthi thatha
Uthi tata.
yeah thathe ntwana
Ithathe ntwana.
and he's giving him confidence.
Yeah.
And Uzwane, for me here, this was mind-blowing. Omunye umuntu, you think when we say mind-blowing, it's exciting. For him, it was mind-blowing. A lot went into his mind to say, engflopile la. Na le moment. Yabo? It puts him down because he's been on song. He's been creating, he's been at the end of the crosses. He created the penalty as well. I just felt for him, you know. And Ipetro were not sitting back. They made sure Guti they'll make their presence felt. And this is how we were talking, Guti. How can Sundowns be bridged?
Yeah, you in this game, one thing that I observed was that Andile Jali was playing a little bit too deep, coach. At most of the time, he was finding himself in between the two centre-backs. At some points in the game, he was finding himself being the last man, being the sweeper. I know that tactically they wanted him to start play, get in between the two centre-backs and initiate the build-up for Mamelodi Sundowns. I just felt that when he found himself in that position, Andile Jali is used to making tackles in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he goes for jugular tackles.
In the consolidation phase, that's where he's allowed to make those tackles and make those crucial interceptions. In that moment, he mistimes his tackle a little bit and he gives away the penalty.
Yeah, he gives away the penalty. Also, I think the striker was smart to say, I know the defender is coming. He's going to go into it and make sure Guti, he tackles me. And that penalty also made sure Guti, now we don't have a screen up there that talks about Sundowns going into the semi-finals, you know. So here's your page. You can see it's Ngay 6 Zagamay. It's a Friday. Natisi I let alap koma laikaya. It will be Petro de Luanda up against Wydad Casablanca. Al Ahly ne Estif.
I think when you're looking at that, you're seeing Al Ahly. I'm excited about Al Ahly for one reason, to say Pito Msimani is still there flying the flag of South Africa, the head coach at Al Ahly. Muzi Pesitau is still there, part of the team. They are in the semi-finals. He made a very important statement to Pito Msimani. He says it's not how you play in the group stages or how well you win the group. It's how you do when it matters most, when the pressure is there. That is in the knockout stages. He did not do well in the group stages, Pito Msimani. But he's there in the semi-finals.
He did not do well. And I think also with experience of going into the tournament, you either go for a kill like Mamelodi Sundowns did, to say, let's build and kill anything and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. And for Pito's sake also, he went up against oppositions that were strong. Also, they made it difficult for him to just win easy, you know. And again, on the day, who shows up? Which team shows up? Are they ready to win and conquer? And unfortunately, I first leg, second leg. Well, it did have first leg, second leg. Aksana neutral, Guti. You just go in once and get out. And for me, it's the quality football that Mamelodi Sundowns also showed us. Beating Al Ahly twice was great, you know. And now Orlando Pirates also is saying we are equally capable of showing as much as Mamelodi Sundowns did, how Kaizer Chiefs went through to the final last season. And logo kusho ukuthi nje South Africa nathi zikhona ikhathi esikwazi ukuphusha kuzo. And mas logo sipusha kanje Phumuzo. Also you look at continental teams, nathi la ekhaya kunezinye izinto ezinhle esizenzayo.
But mina before we come back home, I just want to say good luck to Orlando Pirates. I'm a Pagania. In the last four now, Mandla Ncikazi, Fadlu Davids, well done. It's semi-finals now. You know Al Ahly Tripoli very well. All the best to you guys. Also, just all the best to Pito Msimani. Back-to-back CAF Champions League trophies. He's in the semi-finals again. But, okay, asbuye again. Asibuye ngiyakubona umbheka kabi. Asibuye ke. Ufuna ukukhuluma ngani?
No, ngifuna ukukhuluma ngamaZulu.
AmaZulu.
Ngifuna ukukhuluma ngamaZulu. AmaZulu story sabo simnandi because remember Benny came into AmaZulu 2 seasons ago and he went on, won, wagcinisa AmaZulu ku second position, and in them ending there, they ended up playing CAF confederations as well. And now second season yakhe, he's supposed to finish through. It doesn't happen. There's a lot of things that are going through the minds of the fans, us in
Coach,
these seats.
Coach, and I'll use the word coach. Ngeke ngithi simpiwe. Coach, uxosha coach of the season during the season. Coach, Pelopen is the PSL coach of the season. Now, if you look at his last 5 games at AmaZulu, it's 2 games that he draws, 3 games that he loses. Winless in the last 5 as a coach of AmaZulu. No clean sheet in those last 5 games. He's the coach of the season. Uyi owner ye club, uthini, yamxosha, ubozomxosha wena, ubozomgcina.
Ngizibuza ukuthi bona mabahlala phansi bavumelane ngani. Ukuthi sifuna ukuya ku CAF fanele usise lapho. Sifuna ukuya kuhlala ku top 8 fanele usise lapho. I-team iyahlangana or ayihlangani. Kunama player fanele ahambe, kunama player sesekhona. Already mhlambe bayacabanga ukuthi next season sibuilda kanjani. Because angithi kunama KPAs, key performance areas. So if naye as a coach maybe akawareachanga ama key performance areas wakhe nabadlali maybe abesekho, because ukhumbula yakhumbula le triangle lesishilo about the management, players and the coach. Leyo relationship ibalulekile kakhulu because also the club owners need to be fair. Ukuthi ucoach simsusa ngesizathu esithini. Isikhathi esilungile na ukuthi simsuse. Abadlali bazoyithatha kanjani? Ithini ngathi njengabanikazi beqembu uma sisusa coach of the season during the season.
The draw kings, AmaZulu, they are 14 draws, the most draws in the PSL this season. This is the first game for Utrute. He wins his first game in the last second of the game. Memela with the goal for AmaZulu, he grabs all 3 points for Trute. First game as Trute, you win it in the dying moments. The players show hunger, determination. They go win it for you. Uthini wena Trute. First game, we are winner. How did you address the players?
Phumutsa kubalekile. I think as a coach and to fellow coaches out there, it's important when you come into a team, understand why are you brought into the team? Why are they firing the current coach? Because kunama dynamics ahlukahlukene. Mawufika laphayana kunabadlali ukuthi they loved the coach, they adored the coach. Benny is a very charismatic coach, he's young and also the players relate to him. Abanye ama poster wabo emarumini wabo bekunoPenny.
KunoPenny?
Yalalela. That man is a legend, you know. So Utruta had a lot of pressure coming in because manje inkulumo yakhe makahlangana nama player ukuthi uthini kubo uthi okay, I'm coming in. Coach uyaphuma ngiyazi inhliziyo zenu zibhlungu. He has to be cognizant of that. And coming in, it's important for him to say, I'm not coming in to bring change. Because multi change, ama play indlebe zabo zithi, yo bafethu, i-change sesiyojima 3 hours or 4 hours or kuzoyenzakalani. Abanye ngeke basadlala, abanye bazodlala. Zonke lezo zinto lezo.
Mina ngiplayer ngikwatile ukuthi uBhengu uxoshiwe. Mina ngiplayer ngijabulile ukuthi uBhengu uxoshiwe because bangadlali. How do you deal with those two? Omunye ukwatile, omunye ujabulile because bangadlali.
I think eSwallows bamphile leyo experience because naye bekanenkinga zama change room eSwallows, you know. And he needed to hit the ground running because then the next game for him was going to be Maritzburg, you understand? So he comes into this game, they look very organized. There is a brilliant pass there by Umajoro playing it in. I mean, Umalepe Lapana, he was not going to score there. But if defender Liz will fly out of position, that's 3 points in the back. So it means coach couldn't right ayenzil. Because one lineup, he didn't change the lineups, he didn't change the players that are starting. He still kept the core, the players that were starting when Benny was there. And it means in Kulumoyake also you keep playing as long as you show me the dedication, the respect, scanner, if you raise your hand, you come in. I mean, those results, Pumuzo, tell a story about him coming in. I'm a clean sheet also for him, which is good for him coming in. Maybe interim, maybe bangamkasha bati.
Wanga change my mind.
Maybe bangamkasha bati full time ngama results. I ain't pelukosho ngama results.
So noma angaza nama result are right. Wanga change umqondo bathi ayihlala ngwenya ngathi right. Because manje ama CV agcwele lapha ofisini le Amazulu ama
Usikuthi nami ngiyifake.
Eyakho ayikho.
Eyakho hayi manje. Angeke bakhona ucoach wama weave number weave.
Abacoach wama weave. But as the coach says, you're looking at Trute, 3 games that he has played, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 goals scored, yet to concede a goal in 3 games. So that must be putting a smile on Ubabu Zungu, the Amazulu owner, to say 3 clean sheets. Lo coach siyenza njani ngaye?
Kubalulekile ukuthi abaholi bamaqembu benza isiqiniseko sokuthi they give confidence to the players as well, because end of the season there's a lot of uncertainty, because you can see right now the top half, the bottom half of the log ziyabuya. So mele senze isiqiniseko sokuthi nathi we wrap up the season and make sure ukuthi we still intact in the top 8. Talking about wrapping up, sikhulumile sakhuluma sadingida sahlaziya sakhuluma ngekef sakhuluma ngezinto eziningi ezenzakalayo thina sithi bafethu siyabonga ukuthi nibe la nathi namhlanje awuthi ngisukume nginibonisa ukuthi ngisesemood. Yeah, come on, hello. Hi.
I'm just saying goodbye. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of Soccerzone Xtra. And I'm saying okay, ngiyakuzwela kakhulu. Okay. Bye-bye. See you next week. Mapagania! Well done for flying the flag. Manje, ningakhohlwa ukuthi Soccerzone Xtra. Every week, thenga data lapho.
Sila nawe.
Video.